Okay, guys. Well, here we are. Hello. Another reflection video. I found that lately, if I am doing interviews on Omegle later at night, well, even now it's just 7:45 here in California. I wish I were in California. In Florida, that my internet is kind of funky, so I'm not really able to talk to any people on Omegle tonight. So I guess it's been about a week or so since I've done a reflection video. So I thought now would be a good time to do another one. Um, I've been finding so much energy lately. I've been doing this workshop with Tony Robbins called New Year, New Me. Um, it's a free workshop that he's doing over the course of 5 days from 2 to 5 uh, p.m., 5 days in a row. And luckily, I have the time in my schedule to be able to fit that in. And it has been great. I'll probably do another reflection video about it, but kind of what he talks about is finding an energized state, a state it's not fake, but finding that energy in you, in yourself, right? And that there are there's like a triangle of things to focus on. First is physiology, right? Like for instance, like to be able to reach your peak state, energized state, you need to want to get into your body. You want to create the energy, right? You wouldn't want to date a person who's a level 5 energy, right? Because it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, like it's exciting to be with a person who's energizing. I mean, the other flip side of that though is like if someone is like constantly energized at you, like if they feel like the energy is being pushed at them, then that's kind of like that fakeness or that kind of push can feel negative. um but I mean, that's understandable, but I think that like I think that if you find like a confidence, or just like you get to set yourself up to feel like your body's expressive, right? Like energized, and you're happy to be here, you're grateful to be here, then your mindset changes as well. And I really love that. Another thing he talks about in terms of hitting your peak state is focus. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on what you have or what you don't have? Are you focusing on the past, or are you focusing on the present or the future? I tend to think that being present now is being here right now is the most conducive to being active and to taking action, and um, changing what you can change instead of focusing on the things that you can't change. The things that are out of your control. And then third thing he says to focus on to reach your peak state is language, right? The language that we tell ourselves, that we use for ourselves, is the language that we use with others. So if you want to try to understand like how you're talking to yourself, or how you would like to speak to another person, I don't know, in a more uplifting, empowering, encouraging way. I don't know, like focus on people who you think are very positive or you think you admire, and what is the language that they're using? How do they speak? Why do they speak that way? And I think that focusing on language that empowers, that encourages, instead of knocking people down, or instead of judging people, or labeling, or putting into boxes, that's just it just kind of brings down this idea of what potential can be. And I think that's so important. And also the story that we tell ourselves, identity. And like for instance, one of the things that I think about like myself is, that I am very loud, that I'm a very loud person, right? And that kind of narrative, that kind of identity like brings the energy of myself to actually be quiet, to actually be demure, and to not be as assertive as I would like. So now I feel like I've awoken to some parts of my identity that um, that I want to take back, that I've been so afraid of embracing for a long time. And I am myself when I'm energized. I am myself when I can just say what I want to say and make the jokes that I want to joke about, and not feel so like nervous about being judged for my dark humor, and and how also like our identity is so wrapped up in what our dreams are. Like our dreams define us. Why not aim for the moon? It's it's true. Like, I think real failure is when a person chooses not to step into an uncomfortable spot because they're afraid to either fail or succeed. Failure is not trying. I mean, it's so cliche, but failure is not putting yourself in the arena. And like how exciting our life can be, like what are our dreams? Why not strive for that? We only have one time to live on this planet. Why not go for it? And like if you're sitting here listening to this, like there must be something about you that's interested in achieving something bigger than yourself. You must be interested in understanding that we're part of a bigger whole. I mean, that's what this is all about, is that we're part of something bigger. And I love that, and I love this channel, and I love you, and I love people. I sometimes I can't stand people too. Sometimes I'm like, get me away from people. But like now, I am just so um, I don't know. I just feel so lucky and grateful, and I'm so thankful for this workshop. And I have a few, but I feel like my for me the thing that is keeping me energized are these self help books. Like doing the artist's way, doing stuff with Tony Robbins, reading this book Radical Acceptance, reading books about writing, things that I love. Why not just surround yourself with material and people that inspire you, that you think are like there to help cultivate a greater you. And I think for a lot of people here, people feel stuck. People feel like how can I, especially people in high school, like you're just kind of you're in the same environment with people who you've been around for a long time. You're stuck in this identity, but like, is it possible to find a group in your area? If you go online and you're like, I'm interested in movies, or I'm interested in books, or I'm interested in clothes, or I'm interested in something, where there's like a group of people that like goes and does that sort of thing, like a book club outside of your school, or like a running group that is outside of your school, like getting outside of the different social circles that you're in enlivens you. It makes you, allows you to be more of yourself, and you can recreate yourself in so many different ways. And I'm learning that now. Like I've moved like so many different times. I've lived in 5 different states. I'm 30, and I've met so many different people. And like when you meet another person, like one on one, you learn more about yourself from that interaction. And so why not give yourself the opportunity to like learn more about yourself through another person? People are mirrors, the things that we see about others are things that we think and see in ourselves. And why not give yourself the opportunity to learn more about yourself by meeting other people? um, and to put yourself in situations with activities that you really like. If you really like biking, if you like reading, if you like watching movies, like then like, joining a Zoom group where people talk about movies, where you can like just sit back and maybe listen to people, or I don't know. I think that is a key to to self growth is finding those communities. I'm really energized about this because I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I think I'm onto something. I think I'm onto something with this YouTube channel. I think I'm onto something with like talking to people and listening and being with them. I think the one major thing that I really want to learn to be better with is being high energy or being like an energized human being. Not being just like lethargic, but like being the energized me that I am, and while also while also being present with a person, because sometimes being energized, um, I don't know, it may put someone off. I guess that's a fear I have. If I'm energized, then people won't like want to be around me because I'm just so energized all the time. And sometimes when people are very energized, I'm like, get this person away from me. I cannot stand this energy. It's like so much. It's like so fake. But I mean, whenever I'm energized, it's not not fake. I'm really happy. I'm a really happy person. And sometimes I feel as though like I need to be sad because everyone else around me is so sad or so. And I'm like, I'm such a lucky, happy, grateful person. And, I guess sometimes I feel guilty about it. And that's why but I want to bring this energy to the world. I want other people to get energized too. You know, that's something that Tony Robbins does really well, is like he helps to encourage you to find your own energy and to bring it out. Get goofy, get funny, get loud, put yourself in your body, shake it out. I love that. And so I've learned a lot, and I'm bummed that I'm not able to do an interview tonight with someone. But I think really, I mean, what it comes down to is that I like that interviews are easier to do here in the mornings. So I'm just going to make sure to do my interviews in the mornings without fail. And now I think after this, I'm going to do something that is very nerve wracking for me, which is write 1,000 words for a fictional story I'm doing. And it's very scary for me to sit and to write 1,000 words. It's very scary. Um, I don't know why. I think I'm afraid of what's going to come out of my head onto the page. I mean, I've read back some of the things that I've written, and it's good. I mean, it's first draft stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be reworked. Certainly, absolutely. I mean, I'm a beginner writer, but I'm not, because I write a lot. But I don't know. I'm just nervous to do it. I'm nervous to just let my mind come out. I'm nervous for that. So, um, but I need to do it, and I want to do it because I want to write a book. I want to write a book, and I'm on my way. So, and I have so many cool stories to write about too. I have a story about, I used to be a professional clown, so I want to write a story, at least some stories about my clowning days. I want to write about this conservatory. That's the kind of story I'm working on right now. I want to write several stories about Sarasota. I have this story about a cat that I really want to write. I have a story about some family that I want to write. There's just a ton of material, so many interesting stories, and I think I could craft them to and gift them to you guys as stories to read and to learn something from. And for me, as I write, I learn. I think I learn a lot of weird shit about myself when I write, and I think that's scary. Learning about myself, actually, learning about myself is very scary. And so I learn about myself every time I write. And anywho, that's my 15 minutes of ranting. And very energized, which is something that I would like to work on, taking that time and grounding myself. So, man, my hair's getting long. Okay. Well, I hope this was somewhat interesting. I don't know. Ah. that's enough of that. All right, guys. Well, love you. And you will see some interviews tomorrow because my internet sucks and my computer is old and I need a new computer. That's what I need. Once I get a new computer, this internet thing won't be as much of an issue. So, okay. Bye bye.